Hey guys, out in the woods again. Today I don't want to talk about rocks, so I want to talk about something slightly different, even though it is related to those rocks in that bridge behind me there. What I wanted to talk about today is a group called the CCC, which stands for the Civilian Conservation Corps. Really interesting story, and I have a little bit of a personal connection to it myself. So thought we'd take a couple minutes and learn about the CCC. The Civilian Conservation Corps was started in 1933 by President Franklin Roosevelt as a way to provide jobs to young men during the Great Depression. The CCC was like an army for conservation. If you remember from social studies, conservation is the preserving and protecting of natural resources. The men who joined the CCC were shipped out to places all over the country to plant trees, build flood barriers, fight forest fires, improve soil for farmers, and make improvements to hundreds of national and state parks. This included projects like swimming and picnic areas, as well as creating trails and building roads and bridges, like this one in Robinson State Park. The program ended in 1942, as the United States entered World War II and men were needed to join the Army to fight overseas. During the time of its existence, the CCC planted over 3 billion trees throughout the United States. Workers were paid about $30 a month, but they were only allowed to keep $5. The rest had to be sent back home to help support their families. Speaking of families, when he was 17, my grandfather enlisted in the CCC. These are his discharge papers and his record of service. He spent about 18 months in the Corps and even got to travel to California to work as an axeman in and around Yosemite National Park. Today you can look for the handiwork of CCC members in state parks all around us. The CCC had a hand in Chester State Forest, Granville State Forest, Otis State Forest, Mount Tom Reservation, and of course Robinson State Park. Look for placards like these near sites where CCC projects remain. All right, so here I am a little bit deeper in the woods, and if you see behind me, it's what's left over of a big stone hearth. And you're like, well, why is this hearth sitting in the middle of the woods? Well, this was where the camp for the guys that worked in this park was, and when the camp disbanded, when they got done with their work and they went somewhere else, they would they'd break down the camp, they leave their stonework and stuff behind, they'd break down the camp and they would plant new trees to cover over where they were. So if you take a look up, you might notice that the trees in this area, there seems to be a cluster of really tall pines right here, and then it's a lot of deciduous trees around it. Well, that's because when they left, they planted different trees than what were actually here to begin with. So another cool thing to kind of look for when you're in the woods, some of these old artifacts and differences in some of the trees. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the CCC. If you want to learn more, I'm going to have a list of resources at the end of the video. So thanks for watching, stay well, and we'll hopefully see everybody soon.